I'd like to welcome all of you to the grand opening ribbon cutting event for the Medina Family Mountain Bike Trail here at the Huffman Cunningham Park. And it is a great day for this project, right? It's not even noon and I think it's already
at least the trail's open.
The trail's open. I'd like to introduce our mayor, Dennis Hanwell, who is going to talk a little bit about the project and recognize some individuals that were involved with this project.
So, thank you, Kimberly. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our pleasure to be here with you this morning and celebrate this grand opening and ribbon cutting. Ray moved on me here. There he is. Gotcha. Ray's done a great job of working with the city and designing trails and giving us recommendations of how the city can collaborate to bring his vision and ideas to fruition. And Ray Petro has really assisted us and helped us here. And shop owner and trail supporter Ray Wagner is here as well. Dusty Klaus could not attend this morning, but he helped in building the trails, as well as Garrett Gosnell. Thanks, Garrett. So the city of Medina has a wide variety of park amenities, but this one, the biking and the biking trails, it's not unusual to come in the evening and see these parking lots full, the shop across the street full, and our businesses at the square all benefit then, because many people will ride here, in particular on, I don't know if it's Wednesday night, Thursday nights, when they have the weekly rides, and then everybody goes uptown and the businesses all get the benefit of those eating and consuming a beverage or two. So that's overall very, very positive for the city. Jacqueline is here from the Medina Chamber, and Jeremy from Main Street Medina. We do these ribbon cuttings collaboratively, because really it's all of us working together that makes Medina the great place that it is, and we couldn't do it alone as a city. Main Street couldn't do what they do alone, the Chamber couldn't do what they do alone, but collectively we can accomplish so much. And having activities for families and children and sports and health is a big part of that. So I'd like to thank Ray, Dusty, and Garrett for all that you've done to bring this to fruition. And I'd also like Senator Larry Obhoff, our local senator, is the Speaker of the Ohio Senate at this time. And it's difficult for him to get away from Columbus sometimes to come up for the ribbon cuttings, although he tries. He was not able to make it today, but he did have the Ohio Senate pass a resolution in support of the trails, and I'll present that.
Nice, that's awesome.
Right.
All right, that's
We're going
awesome.
to take this one.
And I'm going to present this to Jansen. I'm just going to read a portion of it. It says, the grand opening of the Medina Family Mountain Bike Trail clearly demonstrates the remarkable civic concern and public spirit of the citizens of the area. It is through the unceasing efforts of people such as these that Ohio has gained a reputation as a place where residents enthusiastically invest in the future of their communities to ensure that our state will continue to grow and prosper. And we're thankful that the senator created this for us. It was passed by the Ohio Senate, and I present this to Jansen.
All right. He put a lot of faith in it, so he deserves it. It's a lot of sleepless nights he's had, I'm sure.
So just to piggyback on the mayor's comments, I was actually talking to Jansen yesterday about the trail because of how unique it is, because it's a family trail, and it's my understanding that this is like one of the first in the state. There are not very many of these types of trails designated. So definitely a draw for our Medina community and a nice amenity to have. And at this time, I would like to introduce Jansen Worley, Medina City Parks Director.
All right, thanks. I'm just going to keep it real brief about the history and kind of how this all came to fruition here. So our mountain bike trails started early 90s. Dusty Klaus and his father and a number of other individuals were involved in making some what we called rogue trails through Reagan Park. I remember riding those when I was a kid. But it's kind of, really became very well organized over the last several years with Ray's help and everybody else who volunteers. I know there's a number of volunteers. I was talking with Ray, I think we're over 25 volunteers, and we have 16 miles of trail dedicated that we're continually working on, and we have that divided up into every letter of the alphabet, and each volunteer picks a section and they help us maintain it, because without the volunteers we wouldn't have what we do here. We only have a limited number of staff and a limited budget, and it's the dedication of the mountain bike community, not only in Medina but all throughout Ohio, that makes these trails possible. So that's very important. Basically, how our trails have evolved has just kind of been trial and error, and we've learned a lot over the years. One of the many complaints that we were getting was that we didn't have the trails marked, we didn't have them signed. People were riding, they didn't know where they were. So along with the family trail, now all the trails are blazed, they're marked, which not only helps people navigate where they're going, also helps our safety forces if something happens. It's kind of the nature of the beast, it's a dangerous sport. But we minimize those risks by the approval process that we have in place. Anything that gets done out here, Ray or anybody can bring ideas to us, and we'll go out and review them, look at the changes, and make sure that it addresses either a hazardous area or an area of concern where we can make the ride safer but also more enjoyable. So it's been very well, a project that's gone very well, and it's going to continue to improve as we're doing work day in and day out to improve the trail. But the family trail, I think, is very important because there's a lot of young kids here today that I can tell they've ridden the trail because they got all the gear on and the helmets and the camelbacks. So I think it's a very good thing to get the younger kids involved in outdoor activities where they can start developing the same passion that their parents have at a young age. So I think it's a great addition. And I'd like to invite everybody to at least walk down the trail a little ways to get in the woods and kind of see what we have. But thanks to everybody for their efforts. I know Spen does a great job of promoting the evening rides, and we've got a really good following, and it's really become a regional draw. It's not uncommon to see vans out here from Pennsylvania, Chicago, people from all over. So this partnered with what the township's doing with Austin Badgers, really making Medina, putting us on the map in the mountain biking world. So thanks everybody for coming. Yeah, Ray Wagner owns Spin Bike Shop across the street. Predominantly works on mountain bikes, but I guess anything else.
We'll do anything.
Bike mechanic. Ray Petro here owns Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park in Cleveland, the world's first indoor mountain bike park, and he moved to Medina because of our trails, and has been graciously a great volunteer for us, and has taught our volunteers a lot of knowledge and trail building and building all these wooden features. And thanks, guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Yay.